step is to cut out our pieces. You're going to want 6 1.5-inch pieces, 12 1-inch pieces, and 24 3¼ inch pieces. If you want to do a bigger snowflake, you're just going to have to add ½ an inch to each measurement. You can also add an inch, 1.5 inches. Each of those will make a larger and more larger snowflake. Now after cutting, you're going to make sure to seal your ends. This sculpture makes a wood burning tool really handy because it cuts and seals at the same time. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take one piece of the 1-inch pieces and 2 pieces of the 3/4 inch pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue the ends together. So here's the right side of the ribbon and the wrong side. If you're just using a solid, it doesn't really matter which side you do, but this, as you can see, is our Dazzle Grow Grain, and so it does matter. So take your hot glue gun and just add a tiny amount of glue on the end. And then glue those ends together. And then take the other side and do the same thing. We're just going to add a tiny bit of glue on the end right there. And do the same thing, wrong sides together with this one. And so that will give us this type of piece. So we want to do that with all of these pieces, so go ahead and finish that up. When you're finished with putting these pieces together, we're going to add them to the bigger 1.5-inch piece. So I've taken one of my pieces, put a dot in the middle of that piece, and then we're going to take one of these pieces that we've made and open it up, and we're going to put a dab of glue in the middle of this piece. I'm going to make sure it's just a teeny tiny dab. And then open it up, and we're going to place it in the center of that piece. And make sure that the ribbons line up. And then just squeeze it down. And then we can see the dot on the other side. It came through. I don't know if you can see it on there, but I can see it on mine. If you can't see it, you can add another dot. So we're going to take another one of these pieces and do the same thing, just add it to the other side. So open it up, dab of glue in the middle, and then place it in the center. And that will form this part of the snowflake. So with the centers on, we just need to make sure to glue these ends. So pull it up just slightly. We don't want to pull on it too much. And just add a tiny bit of glue on that end, just like we did the others, and then line up these pieces. It's really important that they line up perfectly so the points come out really smooth. So we've done that part. Now let's do the bottom. Same thing. Alright. And that forms our first part of our snowflake. And so do that with the other 6 pieces of 1.5 inch and these other pieces. When you're finished, you should have 6 of these snowflake spikes. So now we're going to put the spikes together. So we're going to take this end, this part, and glue it to this part and attach them like this. So we only just need a little bit of glue. I like to clean off what's dripping out of my glue gun first, and then just barely push so just a teeny tiny bit is coming out, and then go over and then attach it like that. And then we'll take another spike and do the same thing. And that forms our snowflake. So now we're just going to add the gems. So just make sure that when you're getting a center, that you have a center that's big enough to cover all of the edges. And so here's my center I'm using. It's a pink rhinestone. So I'm going to add glue around the edges. I'm going to place it on and then bring the other ones in. At this point you can turn it around too if that's more helpful to see where you're going. Okay, isn't that just gorgeous? These are so beautiful. So now we're going to add some more gems. So these will go on the points that we glued. So you can take your hot glue gun and just add a tiny bit of glue on that point. You can also place glue onto your rhinestone and put it on. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the rest of the edges. Here is our ribbon sculpture with all of the rhinestones on it. Now we're going to attach it to a clip. You can also just attach it to a headband. You can do lots of fun things with these. But if you're going to attach it to a clip, I'll show you how to do that here. I just found the biggest opening right here compared to the other ones. And so that's the side I'm going to use to glue onto the clip. And I'm using this super cute pink snowflake ribbon. Alright, so super easy. We're just going to place it right on the clip. So I'm going to place some hot glue on the back. And then find where I want it to go. Alright, and that finishes our snowflake ribbon sculpture.